just want to deal in fact, because there is so much speculation out there, and there is zero evidence that Hunter Biden or Joe Biden did anything wrong here.
We should note, again, and you and I have said this in the air many times, there is no evidence that Joe Biden was, involved in any wrongdoing.
Of course, want to note that there is no evidence that Joe Biden or Hunter Biden has done anything wrong.
I just want to reiterate.
And let's be clear for the viewers.
There is no evidence Biden did anything wrong.
I'll note again, because it's important.
There is no, I repeat, no.
There is no evidence that either Biden did anything illegal.
There's been no evidence. There was no evidence.
There's no evidence. There is no evidence.
There is not an iota of evidence.
No evidence Biden did anything wrong.
I understand people say, Joe Biden, he's an experienced politician, statesman, knows the issues of Ukraine. Why didn't he just say to his son, this is one to take a pass on, it may not look good?
He was already on the board, and he's a grown man. And it turns out he did not do a single thing wrong, as everybody's investigated.
Today, the House Oversight Committee released its findings following a months-long investigation into Hunter Biden and his family. Chairman James Comer alleges the Biden family received millions of dollars from foreign entities in Romania and China.
Absolutely no wrongdoing by President Joe Biden.
This House Oversight Committee has subpoena power, and according to the report, they've received thousands of banking records directly from the banks themselves. And the central allegation they're making this morning is that there was a years-long scheme to enrich members of the Biden family, and that some of this money came through various limited liability companies as well as others to gather funds from foreign entities.
House Republican report finds no evidence of wrongdoing by President Biden after months of investigation.
There's really
no evidence that Joe Biden
Did anything wrong?
Nobody's ever accused there's no
evidence whatsoever that Joe
Biden did
anything
wrong. Got that? Joe Biden did nothing wrong.
And we've learned over the last couple of months, Joe Biden is a corrupt politician. He's a corrupt politician.
And I thought Republicans were supposed to be fairly skilled at hyping phony scandals about Democrats to rile up fear and hatred.
I can certainly say with confidence that there is significant evidence of collusion between the campaign and Russia.
Hyping phony scandals about Democrats to rile up fear and hatred.
August 2016, President Obama and then Vice President Biden were briefed about Hillary Clinton's plans to try and link Donald Trump to Russia. My interpretation is they were in on the hoax.
They don't know what crimes Hunter Biden or Joe Biden might have committed.
Here is the New York Times headline about it. Quote, House Republican report finds no evidence of wrongdoing by President Biden.
And the Biden family is a criminal enterprise. Frankly, it makes crooked Hillary Clinton look like an amateur.
They are threatening to hold FBI Director Chris Wray in contempt of Congress for not blindly handing over a confidential document that includes unsubstantiated claims from a so-called informant about Biden and his family. There is some document somewhere in the FBI where some person said the Vice President Joe Biden 6 or 7 years ago was taking bribes. Is that correct?
That's exactly right.
The confidential human source who provided information about then Vice President Biden being involved in a criminal bribery scheme is a trusted, highly credible informant who has been used by the FBI for over 10 years and has been paid over six figures.
Claims from a so-called informant, some person said the Vice President Joe Biden 6 or 7 years ago was taking bribes.
These are facts and no amount of spin and frankly lies from the White House or congressional Democrats can change this information.
The idea is that, like, somewhere in the government, there's some informant who at some point told the FBI, like, the vice president's taking bribes.
The informant, who has been with the FBI for over 10 years, very credible sourcing, has been paid over six figures. This is not just some random schmuck.
Paid over six figures for other things.
For information.
Of other things he's worked on. So obviously
Correct.
Has a level of credibility.
100%. The FBI was basically stating that this is one of their most trusted informants dating back to the Obama era.
The first report of the premier House Republican, this is a Republican inquiry, showed no proof of such misconduct.
I don't know, maybe the vice president was taking bribes and, like, no one knew about it and the whole thing was covered up. Or maybe this informant didn't know what he's talking about. You could choose.
And while this is all happening, we are finding out that not only is the president, this is not a conspiracy theory, we have evidence, okay? So now we're also finding out that the man sitting in the White House is basically guilty of national security violations. He's corrupt.
Well, hang on. So how do you know he's, from the information you have, how do you know? That's a big leap to say he's guilty. Why do you say that?
Because of the information that the FBI has, proving that he has received a $5 million payment from a foreign national while he was as the vice president sitting basically next to Obama in the White House.
And here you see Republicans on the Oversight Committee standing very strongly and announcing, we didn't find any wrongdoing.
The Bidens received over $1 million for the deal. And 16 of the 17 payments to their associates' account that funneled the Bidens' money occurred while Joe Biden was vice president.
4 months of investigation. House Republicans promised to use their majority to unearth evidence of wrongdoing by Biden, acknowledged that they had yet to uncover any incriminating material about him.
While Vice President Biden was lecturing Romania on anti-corruption policies, in reality, he was a walking billboard for his son and family to collect money. Hunter Biden and his associates capitalized on a lucrative financial relationship with the Romanian national who was under investigation for and later convicted of corruption in Romania. The Bidens received over $1 million for the deal.
Can you imagine the buildup? We're finally going to hear about it. They're holding a press conference. They're going to come with the receipts, and we're going to find out once and for all of the crimes that Biden committed. And they go, yeah, we actually have our preliminary findings are no wrongdoing whatsoever. We found no incriminating evidence at all.
In fact, the money stops flowing from the Romanian national soon after Joe Biden leaves the vice presidency. This is a pattern of influence peddling.
President Trump has said publicly, Joe Biden and his son are stone cold corrupt. And chances are he's watching this interview. Anything you want to say to him?
Yeah, Mr. President, release your tax returns. Let's see how straight you are, okay, old buddy?
Biden was receiving money from a foreign national, $5 million, when he was a vice president. And the FBI not only did not want to hand over this document, it's not classified, but they also said that if the informant, but ultimately that they were in fear that this individual would be killed if they were unmasked.